Today we're going to be talking to MAGA supporters, Trump supporters, and going over, today's current news. But holy fucking shit. Oh my god. Anyway, so until then, we're gonna get this thing going. If you guys are over on the clock app, if you could like tap a screen, share, do all the things, that'd be great. If you're over on the other side, over on the other apps, if you want to just call in numbers. Oh shit, I don't have the fucking. I knew I was forgetting something. There it is. Should be up and running. Let me just check the settings real quick. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. No, that's not the. God damn. All right. I need. Do. Um, that looks more accurate. Okay. Cool. Um, yeah, that's going. Okay. Cool. Now we got. I hate voice mod. It's so not voice mod. I'm sorry. Uh, there's a wire splitting app I'm using. It's really confusing. Anyway, um, yeah, for those of you just joining in on all the apps, hi, my name is Bissell and I'm a very small gaming and political content creator. Today we are talking with MAGA supporters. So if you still support them, please feel free to request up, call in, whichever you would like to do. Tux, please calm the fuck down. My cat is needy for attention right now. Anyway, but until people call in, we have today's news we're going to be talking about. It's not really gonna be much about the federal government. It's going to be, well, kind of going to be retaining to that. So it's going to be more referring into the Texas area. So Ken Paxton kind of won his primary. So with the Senate race coming up, um, eyes currently are on Texas. So it's going to be Ken Paxton versus James Talerico. And in my mind, just on a moral standpoint, right? It's going. Talerico is the better option, right? And it's crazy that people support Ken Paxton just with all of the fucking shit he's done, right? Like he's a crazy individual. Hyman, right? He's okay. Accused of like bribery and abuse of power. He's had impeachment charges in 2023, whistleblower retaliations. Like this shit is crazy, right? The worst Talerico has been accused of is like fucking like, oh no, he followed a lot of people, and some of them were like OnlyFans models. Which, yeah, it's a little weird, especially if you're running on like a Christian ideology campaign, right? It doesn't really work for your image, but like, it's not like corruption or anything, right? Like, what the fuck? But like, he even like his spokesman even came out and said it was like, yeah, none of these people were like naked or anything. I don't even think he knew about it. I think it was like I'll have to double check this, but like I think the people that were followed were just followed that his campaign followed that James had nothing really to do with it. But either way, I'm gonna have to double check this information, right? Um, like it's one of those things where like I don't know. It's like it's crazy that like Ken Paxton won, right? But like it out of the two options, I feel like Talarico could beat Paxton. That's just me though. I don't know. Anyway, if anyone wants to come up and defend their position on why they still support Trump, feel free to come up, have a conversation. I would love to talk with you. Yeah, that's like if you're on the clock app, feel free to request up. If you are on the other apps, numbers above my head, call in, all the things. All right, we got someone over here. Doo-doo-doo. Hey, Bob Brown, can I get your age for terms of service, please?
You got an echo, bro.
There shouldn't be an echo. Why the fuck is there an echo? Like all my settings look fine. I don't know why the hell there's an echo.
I'm gonna drop and you pick me back up. Try it again.
If there is, it could be something on my end, but like the meter thing. But like everything is looking fine.
How's that?
You sound fine. Do I sound okay?
I can deal with it, but maybe somebody else can. But go ahead, let's talk.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, can I get your age for TOS?
70.
70. All right. Cool. Why do you still support Trump as of May
Uh,
2023? 20, sorry,
I think
2026. Sorry.
I think that in spite of all the opposition he's trying to accomplish, and really even more probably the opposition, it has nothing other than I hate Trump, Trump bad, and you got to do better than that for me if you're going to get me off the guy that I like.
Okay. No, and that's fair. Like just saying Trump bad doesn't prove anything, right? It's just like it's just vague platitudes, and that's fair.
Right.
Um, but I'm asking like why do you still support him? And I can give you why like I can't support him. Like he's
Well, I mean, I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. Like I don't want to interrupt you. You know, I'm trying to have a civil conversation, right? Um, the reason why I personally don't support him, right? And I'm gonna leave his like personal life out of this, right? Like we can go into that moral argument if you want, but I'm trying to leave this out of it and just trying to leave it strictly political, like in his office right now. Okay. He did run on no new wars. He ran on lowering prices. He ran on lowering the price of gas. He ran on like ending the war in Ukraine day one. Has any of that happened?
No, but a lot
Mm,
of politicians make campaign promises, don't
right.
they?
Yes, but a lot of them do hold up to it. He hasn't held up to any of them, man. Like
What I'm saying is,
I'm trying to be fair, right? Like I'm not like here's the thing. If this was a
I'm not, I'm
Democrat doing it,
not, I'm not hating on you, guy. Just
yeah,
take your argument.
yeah. But like look, if this was a Democrat in office doing the same shit, I'd be up here criticizing the fuck out of them because
Well,
they're
you're more objective than most because most sides only criticize the opposition.
no, dude, I don't support presidents who do terrible shit. I'm not like, "Oh, my side's the best. I can't criticize my side." No, fuck them. If they're doing
Right.
terrible shit, they're doing terrible shit.
Right. What I'm saying though is, let me ask you: we
Yeah.
as with all presidents before Trump, and we judge them in their
Mhm.
accomplishments or failures for their either a 4-year term. We don't elect them, reelect them, and the Constitution says we can reelect them to continue their work. Finish the job that they started in the first term. Right? Why are you so judgmental in 18 months out as opposed to 4 years? Because what if, like, for example,
Yeah.
what if
Mhm.
next year the war in Ukraine is ended,
Mhm.
the Iranian situation is resolved, they've gotten rid of them, gas prices go down to $2.
Okay.
I mean, then everything, all the criticism of those who don't like him would be for naught,
Okay.
correct?
Well, then let me just take that one at a time, okay? Because I don't want to like go all over. It'll get confusing. Okay. The war in Ukraine. Who has the power to stop that?
Putin,
And
Putin, and the Ukrainians.
right. So Trump has nothing to do with it.
Well, he's somebody that's got active interest.
We as a country have a responsibility to help Ukraine due to the Budapest Memorandum.
Why do you feel that?
Because the Budapest Memorandum that we signed.
Well, he tore that up, didn't he?
No,
Trump didn't tear up that agreement.
not to my knowledge, but I'll look that up real quick. I don't think we did.
But here's the deal: Trump is not going to, in most, just like Biden in his first term, first day in office, he erased all of Trump's executive orders and
Yeah,
actions.
but that wasn't an executive order. That was signed in 1994.
Now, what I'm saying is Trump makes, we allow the president, whoever that he or she may be, to make
Uh-huh.
their own policy, right?
Yeah, but that's not a policy. This is a treaty that we agreed to.
What I'm
But
saying, in other
that
words,
that
by policy, in other words, I'm not going to honor the treaty.
okay, cool. Okay, so if you don't want to honor the Budapest Memorandum, right? Let's follow that line of logic. Do you know what the Budapest Memorandum was?
Turning that we would help them if they were attacked
Because
because they're an ally.
well, yes, but also they gave up their nukes.
Okay.
So if we don't help them, they can then nuclearize. And the whole point in Iran is we don't want them to give them a nuke.
Are you talking
So
about Ukraine or
yeah, well,
Iran?
I'm making a comparison. Okay, that's what I'm
Okay.
doing. Right.
Okay.
So
All right.
if the reason why we're over in Iran is because we don't want them to have a nuke, why would we want another country to have a nuke? So it's in our best interest to go help Ukraine if we don't want other countries that have nukes. Does that make
Well,
sense?
that's not a fair comparison
How is it not a fair
because
comparison?
Ukraine has not supported T operations or ideology in foreign countries other than their own. In other words, Iran has some more. They're right now they support Hamas, right? They always have. They take credit for a lot of the T acts around the world by financial and ideology. Like for example, you mentioned the war in Iran. I mean, the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Who was giving Putin or selling to Putin and giving drones?
So that was Iran.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they're not being neutral. They support activities that are in opposition to our
Okay.
treasury and ideology.
Sure. But then let's go with that. If we're going to say people who are friends with Putin, who rolled out the red carpet for him months ago?
Well, what Trump tries to do, just
No,
like he
no,
did with
don't yes, who was it?
why? Why can't I do
Who
that?
was it?
That's
Just
part of
say the name.
negotiation.
Just say the name. Who did it? Who rolled out
You
the
could
red
have
carpet?
two kids. No, he gave me. Where are you going with this? That he rolled out the red carpet,
Literally video evidence that Trump rolled out the red carpet for Putin.
right? But I'm saying, what does that matter?
If you're gonna say that they're friends and being allies, Trump has been friends with Putin for a very long time.
I think it's a civil thing that they're not. There's two superpowers meeting. Iran's not a superpower.
Okay, so I'll give you that one. That Iran is not a super, but that doesn't mean that we should be helping a fucking war criminal or being friends with a war criminal. Putin's
And who's the
terrible,
war
dude.
criminal you're talking about?
Putin?
You thinking we're helping Putin?
We shouldn't be meeting with him
Oh, I disagree there. How are you going to, I could,
because it
I
looks
could, you and
terrible
I
for
could
us
have,
on the
you
world
and I are
stage.
having a civil conversation and our ideologies
Yeah,
are
sure.
completely opposite. We're
But
being
have you
civil
committed
to
war
each other.
crimes?
No, but neither of
Okay.
you.
Correct. But if you were the one to commit war crimes, right, I wouldn't want to have a conversation with you because I
But
don't want to
but
associate with people like that.
but the thing is the or many countries, including Putin and Iran, that are accusing the United States of war crimes.
Because we've committed war crimes and I don't support that shit.
You're saying we have? You agree with them?
No, I don't like that we've committed war crimes and we have.
Well, you feel that we have.
No, I don't
Many
feel that we
Americans
have. We
feel we
have
don't.
committed war crimes.
That is your view.
Okay. Why don't you think we have?
Why haven't we committed any war crimes?
What do you mean?
Because we never let me see the best way to put that.
1 second.
Because we haven't opposed democracy, for one.
That's not
We
a war
haven't tried
crime.
to stop democracy. What is your definition of a war crime?
Anything that's against the Geneva Convention.
What's that?
Anything that's against the Geneva Convention. Hey, 1 second.
Yeah,
Hey, Valid.
Do
You
all
said you
war
wanted to come up for a
crimes have
second?
equal value?
1 second. Valid.
You?
Can I get your age?
yes, 24.
All right. Why'd you want to come up?
I wanted to. So first question is, did you used to support Trump and now you don't?
I never supported Trump.
Never supported him. Okay, so my question. So I see a lot of people in the comments just saying things like about like how he has to be. You have to be MAGA if you want to be the right side or whatever. I just wanted to say this because I feel like a lot of people don't. It comes down to whether you believe in a coincidence or not. But I truly believe that every president is just a normal human,
Correct.
like every other person in this country. And when they run, they either one have to bend the knee to the obviously the bigger powers that allow them to run, or they don't bend their knee and they don't end up making it. So I think a lot of people need to just kind of like, a lot of people will blame Trump for what goes on during Trump's administration, but it's not necessarily Trump, it's his entire administration. And I would say the same thing for Obama. I
I
would
can
say a lot of people
real quick.
blamed
I
Obama
can
for the
agree with
virus.
you partially, right? Like, yes, his administration is responsible for a lot of things, but it's not who's in charge of his administration.
So that's the question that everyone has like a slightly different answer for it. Obviously, in face value, Trump has control of his administration, right?
Right.
Because he's the president.
Mhm.
But I personally believe that if a
Real
I
quick,
don't know if
Bob,
you've
I'll get
ever
right
seen
back to you. I'm just trying. He wants to come up real quick. I will get right back to
Oh,
you,
yeah,
Bob.
no
I'm
worries. Sorry
sorry.
about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. Wait, you want me to continue? Or
Yeah,
no?
Valid, you're good. Sorry, I was talking with him. I just wanted to let him know I wasn't ignoring him. So
Yeah, I wasn't doing that, bro.
okay.
So pretty much, what I would say is we put so much emphasis on these human created titles of Democrat or Republican, but I think a lot of people need to take a big look at how these guys even actually become president, because a lot of people don't even know, like, we have the ballot system, and all 50 states has a ballot.
Mhm.
And to have a spot on the ballot, you have to either be Republican or Democrat, or you have to buy your own ballot spot, because those parties already own a ballot spot. So essentially, these two giant organizations, obviously there's like the Tea Party and whatnot, but there's these two giant organizations, Republican and Democrat, and these organizations pick who is their front runner for their ticket, right? So we pick our vote based on who they gave us to choose from. So I just think a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, Trump's this and Trump's that. I think in his first term, he was a different person, for sure, without a doubt, because things actually kind of got better. Gas got cheaper.
Okay, real quick. The only reason why gas got cheaper is due to C-19 and like supply and demand, like basic economic things. That really didn't have much to do with him.
Doesn't he get the credit for that if he's the president?
Okay, you're saying the president controls oil prices?
No. In other words, if you're going to blame the president for high gas prices, certainly you have to give him credit for low, and not make another excuse that it was COVID or Biden's policies or
No,
the oil
I can
companies.
explain all of that.
Fair
Though.
deal.
I can explain all.
Before you get too far down the road, I want to see if you can hear me, because I looked up when you were talking to him.
Yeah.
The definitions of what war crimes are, and I wanted to ask you if you thought the United States had committed any of these atrocities.
Okay.
109, just so you know. It's 109.
War crimes?
Yep.
I didn't have the actual number, so thank you.
Yes, sir. 109 since 1898, I think. That's the. Yep.
I was only going off of recent history, but that's good to know. I'll have to double check that though.
Yep, 109. There's been 109 regime changes. That's what we call it. But that's just the America's version of a war crime. Now, I don't hate America, but I'm not going to turn a blind eye to evil. So I would agree with you there.
Can you tell me if you can hear me when I go to the computer to read these off? All right. Just
all right.
If you're off the app, we can't hear you, just so you know.
Were you able to hear me?
No, if you're off the app, like if you swipe out, we can't hear you.
It was saying some of the things that was intentionally targeting civilians, killing, unaliving, surrendered combatants.
Let's go off the first one. What about the fucking schoolgirls who were killed recently?
That was an accident. They've already acknowledged it and said that was not intentional. That was
okay?
Intentional, it says.
So, Bob, I have a question. Have you ever seen like a criminal go to court and?
Yes.
Okay, so have you ever seen a criminal go to court and say they didn't do it?
Yeah, when they plead not guilty.
Right. Now, is that the case every single time, or would you say some people are maybe inclined to lie because they did something bad?
Oh, no, the judge would advise you to plead not guilty, because if you plead guilty, then you have mandatory sentencing.
You just walk straight, like, head first into the fucking point, dude.
Yeah. Hey, look. So the beautiful part about all that is though is at the end of the day, there is nothing wrong and there is nothing right unless you have a, obviously a moral code that you follow. Because
Let
it's
me
all
ask both of
perspective.
you a question.
Yeah.
If you were the prosecutor in a war crime trial, how would you prove without a doubt that that schoolyard unaliving in Iran or where it happened was intentional?
I
I
don't know
think it would be
military
almost
law, so I wouldn't be able to
impossible.
tell you that one. So, but like, due to the fact that it was a Tomahawk missile, and we really are the only country other than the ones that we sell to with
No,
that.
we're not saying the United States is not doubting. I mean, Trump originally said, "Well, let me see all the facts," but we've already had our U.S. Senate admit that
Yeah, we've come out and said
prepare
it was
defense.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was an accident. They're not saying, that's just the price of war,
Okay,
right?
let me give you an analogy, right? If I like see someone, right, who I don't like, and I'm just walking down the street and I just happen to, like, I don't know, punch them in the gut. And they're like, oh shit, that was an accident. I'm sorry. And I just claim that wasn't an accident.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm saying you
No, address the point.
Well, you're saying if I punched you, but then I said it was an accident.
No. Let's say if I see someone who I don't like on the street, right? It's like just they wronged me in the past for whatever reason, right? And I'm walking down the street, I see them, and I just happen to cross their path and punch them for literally no reason. And I'm just like, oh shit, sorry, dude, accident. Was that an accident?
The facts wouldn't support the claim. In other words, if you're saying you're walking down the street and a independent person or neutral person saw you punch that person, you'd say, well, you were the aggressor.
Yeah.
Now, are you claiming that the school children had done something to the United States or not done anything?
The school children have done nothing. They were innocent civilians.
They're innocent civilians.
And
so
we attacked them for literally no fucking reason. That's a war crime. You don't attack schools or children.
We didn't attack them.
Oh my God. Are they dead?
It was an accident.
Are they dead?
Just like if a policeman.
Are they no longer here on this earth?
If a policeman is trying
answer the fucking question, are they no longer here on this earth?
I thought we were having a civil conversation.
Yes,
bro.
but you're defending the murder of children. It's irritating the fuck out of
me. No, you are making false accusations against a serious charge.
Can I just want to say something. First, I would say that emotionally, Abyss is obviously in the correct spot because the murder of children should not be taken lightly, and Republicans should know that because they're big supporters of pro-choice.
Yeah.
Or pro-life.
They wouldn't label it abortion. They wouldn't label it MURDER.
Like, dude, I genuinely try and keep a level head with this. I try as hard as I can, but when people start saying immoral shit, it does get under my skin.
Here's what I would tell you. From the years that I've always been obsessed with politics is one of the hardest things for me to get over is at the end of the day, every human, no human is born realistically evil. So we all are just fighting for what we believe to be right? It's not like any of us are kind of sitting here like, oh, we believe this is wrong, so we want to support it. It's more like he believes it's right, so he wants to support it. So it's realistically, the problem is not, our debating or our opinions. It's not like one of us believe in the wrong, wrong side. It's really just a difference in information that we get. That's it.
Well, if most of us, no matter our political ideology, no matter what country we were from, would thinking that the unaliving of children would be an atrocity.
Most countries, yes.
Right, it would be an evil act.
Correct.
Yes.
And so what you would have to have some supporting evidence to say, listen, was this an isolated incident or is this a pattern to support your claim that it was an intentional?
So to add to that, that's actually that's a great point. So that school that was bombed, just so everyone knows, that was the last school. That was the last school. Every other school has been bombed. That was the last school in the entire, that entire area. It's pretty bad. And that includes all the colleges and all of the churches. And for a lot of people's information, there were a lot of Christian churches over there that were blown up.
Hey, Bob, can you read what's above my head?
By our ally.
What?
Can you read what's above my head?
Ooh, yeah, look.
Yeah. Intentional is the key word.
So if it's the last school, what happened to all the other schools?
You're bringing new information up. Nobody has made this claim but you.
Valid just did.
I just did. I know that to be true. So every college and school over there has already been bombed over the last 2 years. It's been
but we haven't been on a lot. We haven't been bombing for the last 2 years.
But Israel has been, and we are aligning with Israel.
Correct.
This is the
we
issue.
pay for their ability to do that.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to blame the United States for another country's criminal acts.
Actually, that's not true, because if your little brother gets into a little skiff or whatever, and you stand there and watch him get his ass beat, I'd personally say, hey, maybe save your little brother, or don't and let him burn. But
you wouldn't blame the older brother for whatever the little brother got into a fight about, would you?
If the older brother was there to stop it and chose to be a bystander, I'm a firm believer that bystanders are just as guilty as somebody that's committing the actual crime. Absolutely.
So in other words, if they're today in your town, I don't know where you live, it really doesn't matter, that you were walking down the street in the city and there were some armed individuals that commandeered a bank or an armored truck. Because you were watching, you were an accomplice and did nothing?
If I was watching that, I'll tell you right now, first off, I'm a huge supporter of the Second Amendment. So if I was in a position to be able to do anything and I chose not to, that would fucking eat me alive, probably for a few weeks.
But you wouldn't go to jail for it. That may be something on your that you feel morally that you were a failure, but that the law is not going to come up and go, hey, we saw you watching that. You did nothing. You could have did something. You could have called 911. You could have pew-pewed somebody. You could have done. There's a lot of things you could have done.
But you're saying you said that as if the law. You said, well, the law's not going to do anything about it. Now my question to you is, did the law do anything about the Epstein list? No. Does the law do everything?
Real quick. Hey, real quick. But we can't say the E word. We have to code that shit on this app.
I am so sorry.
No, you're good. It's the clock app. Anyway, before we pivot to that, I just want to point out, Bob, we've given you proof that we've committed war crimes. Can you at least acknowledge that that is the case?
Your opinion, sir.
No, man, we've given you evidence.
No, you haven't given me. If the United States denies it, in other countries, even our enemies,
hold up,
offer no proof.
Did we, yes or no, admit to bombing that school?
Yes.
Okay. Did I show you that bombing schools is a war crime?
The very first word that you showed me was intentional, the intent of the action.
Okay,
That's why
Bob,
you have M2 and M1.
Bob, okay. I love the passion.
Hold up.
But
no, sorry, go on. I'm gonna pull something else up.
I was just gonna say I love the passion behind Bob. It reminds me of when I used to be very Republican. It's more of something you want to keep for an NFL team, because I get what you're saying, but you want to be more per your team for something else. Politics isn't really one of those things where you're like, you pick your team and then you can't denounce anything that they do wrong.
Is that read what's above my head? Is that bombing civilians directly under international humanitarian?
Keep reading. Deliberate.
Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god!
Bob. But the question is, how certain are you that we didn't deliberately do this? Like you were there, or no?
No, but I just like I would judge my child. I would or my neighbor or a stranger.
Bob,
on past actions.
Okay, here Wow. Okay. Here's
We don't
what's
have a history of bombing children.
Yeah, actually, we do.
we really
Who?
fucking
Obama,
do. Oh my god.
Obama dropped. Now I could be wrong on the exact number, but I'm pretty sure it's like 3,000 missiles.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the answer.
Hey, I have a quick question, right? After in World War II, after Japan just touched our boats, what did we do to them?
Oh, we fucking nuked the shit out of them.
Do you think nukes avoid children?
They weren't civilians.
Oh my god,
Bro, what?
you fucking lampshade!
Oh, you mean the attack on
My
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl
god.
Harbor? That was a provocation, wasn't it?
Yeah, but do you know why they attacked us on Pearl Harbor? That a lot of people don't even know that. Do you know
I
why
Jesus.
they
figured
attacked
they
us?
could take out our Navy.
Nope. Well, yeah, but do you know why they had to do that?
Who they had to?
No. Well, I'll tell you.
They would have been a lot
Our
smarter
Navy.
in hindsight not to, wouldn't they?
So no, our Navy was actually creating a blockade, keeping it to where they couldn't eat, and we were starving people in Japan. So Japan was like, man, we can't just let our people starve. So the government destroyed what was creating the blockade, which was the United States Navy. Yeah. So that's why Pearl Harbor, and then we atomic bombed them after they defended themselves. So I mean,
Where was this blockade you're referring to?
Japan.
No, you said the American forces
Yeah,
were
the American
blockading
forces
food
blockaded
supply. Where were
Japan.
these food supplies coming from?
I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. You can just look up the blockade. That'd be easier. Just look up blockade on Japan.
Look, the point
prior to Pearl Harbor.
the whole point of this, right, is that yes, we have a history of bombing children and innocent civilians.
Trump doesn't.
Okay, that was a silly comment. But I mean, I get it, but like it was silly.
I mean, why were you blaming Trump for previous administration's actions?
No.
No.
What you have to understand is the people that let Trump in are the same people that also let Clinton in, Obama, Bush, and all these people that did commit these actions or were there during these actions being committed.
Who are these people you're referring to?
Obviously, you have to be careful with what you say, and I'm not going to say anything too TOS, but there are. I mean, it's as simple as this: the Republican and Democrat Party own the ballot box. So you can't be president as a normal citizen. You have to go through an organization, and then they have to pick you. Doesn't that sound like it's kind of wrong?
It
How
is.
did Ross Perot win?
There's other ways of voting, right? Like Europe does it a different way. I can't remember what their voting
Jill
method is,
Stein.
but fuck Jill Stein. Fuck Jill Stein.
Anyone with a Stein in their life.
Hey, tell us how you really feel.
Russian asset? Fuck that.
I got you.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, but no, like there's other voting methods that we could have, right? We don't need a two-party voting system because that really does limit us. And I also feel like it really does divide us as a country. I hate that shit, right? Like there's other methods that we could have. Unfortunately, it does involve like revamping our entire thing, which I feel like isn't going to happen, or at least for a very long time. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's better ways we could do our elections, but that's just my personal opinion.
Well, there's probably, I would agree with you that there's probably better ways we could do a lot of things, but we
100%.
don't.
100%.
And the American people are the ones who, like right now, there's a lot of people who voted for Trump that are saying, I mean, if you go with the polling, but the polling was, I mean, if you remember when he ran against Hillary, we're bringing up these elections. I mean, he was down 15 points on election night. You don't know. I mean, it's hard to trust polling anymore. I wish you could, but we don't have any reliable.
I could tell you why. I could tell you why that was.
Go ahead.
So polls on mainstream media are typically used for they're really actually used for manipulating the masses and kind of giving motivation towards groups. So
I thought those were like prediction nights, seeing as like most people have already voted by then.
But most political operations, they have their own internal polling, right? They don't buy the polls in the street.
Yeah, The thing is, my opinion about polls is I think they flash whatever polls they want to whenever they need to cause whatever sort of thoughts and kind of manipulate the kind of manipulate what's going on in the air.
They can. I took statistical analysis course in college, and polls can. I mean, but the thing is that the argument is, why am I going to pay to lie to myself? Now, I could pay myself. I could pay to lie to others.
Well, here's the thing about polls, right? You have to look at where their source data is coming from, right? Like there was a CNN poll where it was like Trump's favorability was like 98%, something like that. But if you look at who they were polling, it was mostly just MAGA supporters. So
Well,
like that's how
polling
the
could,
data
like you
was
said,
skewed,
could
you know?
manipulate the masses.
Right. So you have to like look at who they're polling. You have to find out like
Right.
what the
Correct.
actual like people is.
100% agree.
Like,
You can
yeah, so like
manipulate the poll.
if you get a wide range of people, like people on the left, people on the right, and then ask them the same question, I'm sure the results will be different.
Well, I think Nate Silver's method of taking all the averages, throwing out the high and low, and then going from there and letting people decide. But that's why ABC bought him, I think.
I don't know. I agree that if you just look at a poll like at face value, yeah, your opinion can be swayed because you aren't looking at it through all the data.
Well, it could reinforce your beliefs.
Yeah, exactly. That was key right there. It was reinforced. So that's what I believe polls are and always have been used for, at least for a while now. I think
Well, that could be one of the reasons. It doesn't have to be the sole reason, right?
one of two main reasons: reinforcing and then changing your motivation, depleting people's motivation to go
But
vote
isn't
with
that
ballot box.
doesn't that theory lend itself to people that based on people seeing that poll or believing that poll or it being widespread? I mean, there's polls all over. I mean, there's probably more polls than we could even count, but we don't see them all.
Right. Yeah. I mean, well, obviously, the people that run all of the mainstream media and the three people that run all of the social media apps can probably decide to push a specific poll in that algorithm so that more people see it. I would say if that's a choice they wanted to make, I think they could make it.
Like, for example, if you believe the polls, right? Would the stock market and they have Trump's, he's the president, he's only got 18 months into this thing. He's still got, 2 years left to go, a little bit over. Would you invest in the market, which is based on the future, based on what you're reading in the polls today?
That depends, right? Keep in mind, I do invest, right? I invest in stocks, ETFs,
We probably all do to a
ETFs,
degree.
right? Well, some people can't afford to, but I don't invest upon like oils and stuff. I should, but here's the issue with that right now. It's so volatile, especially with like the Iranian nuclear deal, like trying to like the peace deal happening, and like our government coming out and saying, "Oh, we have one almost made," and then us, dropping bombs, and then, "Oh, we have one almost made," and then right after dropping bombs. Like it's not helping because it's just fluctuating so much, you know. It's not one of those things where like you want to invest in things that are volatile. So it depends on what you want to invest in. If you want to go high risk, high reward, go for it, I guess. But like it just
Well,
depends.
that's growth investment. The thing about it is the market has consistently, since in the 18 months he's been in office, went in a positive direction, right?
I mean,
Trump brags about record numbers.
Yeah, to be fair though, we always have record numbers. Like Biden had record numbers, Obama had record numbers. Like that doesn't mean anything, right? It's just
So you're saying just because everybody claims it, it's not true?
It doesn't mean it's not true. I'm just saying that basically, traditionally, the stock market or the Dow Jones always goes up. It just unless there's a huge economic crash, it just tends to go up. So
I think it goes up, but it makes corrections all the time. I mean, shoot, I lost in 08. I mean, the market dropped 10,000 points?
Yeah, but the 08 market crash was on purpose.
Yeah, but also like
Totally on
I
purpose.
don't know if it is. I mean, that's another topic for another day. But what I'm saying is, if you are using, we were talking about polling. If individuals or corporate investors just use polling as a means of saying how are things going to be an indicator, that's no. If the American people don't have faith in the government, they're not going to spend. They're not going to buy big ticket items.
You shouldn't have faith in it in anything except for God. Technically, if you are Christian, that is, if you are Christian.
Well, if you put Christianity up with the the stock market, you might be called a money changer.
I don't know how you would put Christianity in the stock market. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
No, he said about faith. Having faith, you should only have faith in God, not the market.
Yeah, I mean, you should. Yeah, faith is a strong word. I
Yeah.
mean, you can have belief in something that something's going to pan out the way
Yeah,
you want it.
absolutely.
But to have faith in human, organized, created things
Well,
like that.
there are many people in America, and I'm not saying that I'm totally one of them, but who believe that Trump presidency was part of their faith, was God answering their prayers, especially
Okay, so
evangelicals.
I just want to clarify something before we move any further. Are you Christian?
Yes.
Okay, cool. No judgment, dude. I'm just curious.
No, what I'm saying, I mean, when Trump made the statement the other day,
Yeah.
that in Israel he has 99% support. I don't know if his numbers are that high, but for all he's done for Israel, I would think that there's a lot of people who
So do
have
you
faith in
support
Trump.
Do you support them or no?
Do I support Israel?
Yeah.
I think Israel has been our ally for a long time.
And what have they brought to the table?
Yeah, and why should they be our ally is the question, other than like oil.
Well, if we needed military bases, they say come over here and land. If you need intelligence, we got you, but we got you covered.
Yeah, but we can do that with other countries as well, especially with ones
I'm not
like the
saying
UN.
we can't. We're just talking about Israel right now and their relationship with USA.
So then I guess you disagree with, or you don't really care about all the things they've done to us then, do you?
Oh, I think they've done a lot of rotten stuff. I agree, but being realistic, we were talking about the markets and the economy. When it's in a capitalistic society, money is king. They control a lot of the money in this country. Look at the Adelson woman who gave $250 million to Trump and he just ran again. I go, geez, that's obscene.
Well, I mean, that's why we've seen such a difference. If you remember back in 2015 when Trump said, hey, he was at the debate and he pointed to the audience. Do you remember this? He pointed to the audience and he said, hey, you know why all these people aren't clapping? It's because I don't need their money. And these are all the donors. You remember that?
I don't, but I'll take your word.
Yeah, so he said that in his first debate, and he said it was fascinating to watch. And I will tell you, he did everything he ran on in his first term. Now, they still hated him, and the news still ran wild. But for some reason, after he got funded for his second term, I just feel like things went different. I feel like
the people that buy his product, whether they be phones or tennis shoes or Bibles or whatever he's selling.
I mean, do you think it's a coincidence that gas is all the way up and Elon Musk?
I believe what
Tesla?
happened. I believe what's happening with the gas being up is because that 20% that comes through the Strait of Hormuz is not being used by American, because I think they're using just 12% of their oil comes from the Middle East, but the other countries are buying our oil on the open market.
So, okay.
Here's what I wish Trump would do. I'd like to see him put a tariff on that.
So, okay, hold up. What is a tariff before we go any further? I want to make sure you know what that is.
It's a tool that the president has in his toolbox for a variety of reasons.
No, who pays the tariff?
It depends on if it could be the shipper, it could be the manufacturer, it could be the consumer, it could be all three.
It's the importer who pays the tariff.
Well, it depends. If that was the case,
it's the importer who pays the tariff, and then when they have to pay it, what they do is they jack up their prices and they pass the money, they pass the cost down to us because it's a fucking tax on the consumer, dude.
Wait a minute. if the tariffs have been in since his first day in office.
Well, no, those got overturned by the Supreme Court, and he's trying to do it again.
Well,
in a different way.
He just colored it a different way.
Yeah, he's
but
trying
he
to
still
do
has tariffs.
Yeah,
And wait a minute. What I'm saying is, he's implementing tariffs like other past presidents have implemented tariffs.
But there's different ways in which they've done it, right? They did controlled tariffs on like certain things. He's doing blanket tariffs, which is a terrible idea.
You may feel that way, and if you have economic proof to support your claim, that would add validity. But everybody does not share your view.
So
I don't really
one of the reasons that reason they don't is because Trump's detractors, right when he implemented, said, I saw him on every station, every media saying, we will be in Hakeem Jeffries said it. Chuck Schumer said it. We will be in a recession within 5 weeks. Never happened. The market's doing strong. And inflation, we know that for a fact now, as of today, is up what? A little over 1%. And not only has he implemented tariffs, he started wars all over the world. And we're still only a little bit over 1%.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just admit that Trump started wars?
Yeah.
And he ran on no new wars?
No, what he ran on.
No, he ran. His words were no new wars.
I heard you. You said that earlier. It wasn't new wars. He said protracted wars. That's why he keeps citing. Look, Vietnam was this long. World War II was this long. The Persian Gulf War was this long. My war's only this long. So he said, I'm keeping my word.
Well, so I do want to say, so you're wrong. He did say he was going to end all wars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that that's because of Trump changing his mind or lying to us, because I believe both of those are incorrect statements. I do believe that there's a pretty big possibility that maybe the people that funded him have a problem with these countries, and so we had to go to war because, well, obviously they funded him.
Hey, real quick, guys, just so you know, I got to shut down live in like 10 minutes. So
I don't think Trump really cares what others think of him.
Then why did he pull out the chair for Benjamin Netanyahu back last year in March? Why did he do
because
that?
He likes the guy.
No, he's Netanyahu's bitch, dude.
He likes everyone, and I've never seen him. I'm not
calling Trump a bitch. He is Netanyahu's bitch.
But you also said he was Putin's bitch.
I never said he was Putin's bitch. I just said he rolled out the red carpet for him.
Well, that's kind of being bitchy, ain't it?
I would say
you accused the guy of war crimes, and then
he committed war crimes.
Red carpet.
I would say here's what we have to always pay attention to is when things happen and why. And we have to decide the why for ourselves based off of the information that we find. I'll tell you, Trump, he was a completely different person in his first term versus his second term, obviously. I mean, he was the first president with no wars under his term in a very, very, very long time.
Well, okay, real quick, correction on that point, right? U.S. hasn't technically been in war since World War II. We haven't declared war because Congress has to do that, right? We technically aren't in war now, officially, right? Now, are they calling it a war? Yes, but officially, we haven't been in war since World War II.
His enemies are.
That's true. You're right. Technically, according to that's
sorry.
True.
Just quick technicality. My bad. Anyway,
no, yeah. I would personally agree that that's wrong because I think when Obama just bombed the shit out of the Middle East and when
I disagree with that shit. That was fucked. But yeah.
Right. So it's like I think basically my point is if each president, no matter what Republican or Democrat they're on, but they continuously line up with the same foreign policies as from other nations. I just feel like, and if that foreign nation has a lot of influence on our government already as it is, and our money
quit
system.
asking for money in the chat.
The guy wanted me to leave. I said, if he sends me a galaxy, I'll split.
I'm shutting down the live in 10 minutes, guy. I
Well,
gotta
tell
get.
him that. I just thought I
I
could
gotta
make
get
a
ready
buck
for
off
work.
of
So
it.
like, I'm just
I'm a
letting.
capitalist.
I mean, no, that's
I'm a
valid. Get your
capitalist.
bag if that's the case.
I'll take that Galaxy. That's
Oh my
$10.
gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I just pretty much my point is
Don't have any
I
money
think
because of Kamala Harris is wild when they aren't even the fucking president. Sorry, go on.
no worries, no worries. I just think that we have to look at patterns, and Trump changed. He changed, and everyone can admit it. You know, some people will admit he changed for the worse. Some people will just be like, he didn't change for the worse. He's fine, blah, 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 whatever. My point is he didn't like any of these people. J.D. Vance, he used to not like him. He used to not like all these these Republican talking points, these talking heads that were from the Project 2025. A lot of people know about that because it was a leftist pushing point a couple years ago, saying that this is what he was going to do, and then all of us in the Republican side were like, hey, he's actually going to do Agenda 47, which isn't actually as strong rhetoric. I agreed with Agenda 47. I did not agree with Project 2025.
Agenda 47 was just Project 2025 light.
It was like a few things were common similarities with Project 2025.
Yeah.
But the reason that it was a major difference was because Project 2025 was created by people like Ben Shapiro, those Republican talking points.
It was created by people who I can't remember what fucking institute they were part of, but they were part of.
Let me ask both of you a question.
Jared Kushner as well.
Yeah, it was people who are in this administration right now, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And if you look at when he started picking his administration, because again, I think all presidents are human. We can't dehumanize them. I will remind everyone, you know, he almost got shot a couple years ago. You know, I think that can scare someone. Mm-hmm. I think no matter how strong,
did he act scared when he stood up?
Hold on. No matter how scared, or no matter how strong, no matter how confident you are.
Okay.
That
Bob, I want to address that real quick, but yeah.
That scares somebody to their core. So my point is when did he pick his administration? That week. 4 days after he almost got shot in the head is when he picked J.D. Vance and the rest of his administration. Mm-hmm. So personally, I think they scared him, and the people he was fighting against in his first term, because I believe he did have his mind in the right place. Yeah. I think they got him. I think because think about it, any human's gonna cower down if he almost gets shot in the head.
I heard an interview where Trump said he didn't. He says, "What happened?" He goes, "I'm going to admit," and he very seldom makes any admissions. He said, "I was overwhelmed." He goes, "I got bad advice. I had to make 14,000 appointments. I had people saying, pick this person, put this as," and a lot of people were dishonest, and I got rid of them people. Then he had 4 years to become wiser. But one thing, but let me just finish this one thing I want to ask you both. If both of you believe with the reports that Trump is such a habitual liar that he told
lied 30,000 times.
lies.
Yeah, he did. It's confirmed.
Right. We're just for the sake of argument, I'm agreeing with you. Why would you put any stock at all in anything he's ever said so that you could say, well, he said this?
I don't. I take everything he says with a grain of salt.
So you're saying everything if you believe everything he says is a lie, then how can you use that?
I take everything he says with a grain of salt, which means he's lied so many times I can't trust what he says. I'm not saying everything he says is a lie, but everything he says at this point, I have to make sure it's verifiable fact before I just trust it blindly.
Right. Would you guys say that every politician's a liar?
I would.
I say every politician lies. I wouldn't say every politician is a habitual liar.
You know what James Carville says about politicians? He said, if you break the word down, poly is more than one, and tick is a blood-sucking vermin.
Hey, so real quick, Bob, you mentioned that, he stood up after, getting shot and stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay. No Secret Service would allow him to fucking do that.
I disagree, because let me tell you.
They would get him the fuck out of there.
Listen, the Secret Service head had to step down.
Yeah.
And then they went in and they had hearings.
Yeah. The Secret Service on staff at the time should have got him the fuck out of there. So either they were grossly incompetent at their jobs. I'm in the middle of a sentence. I'm in the middle of a sentence. Either they should have got him the fuck out of there. And I agree, they shouldn't have let it happen. I 100% agree. Nobody deserves to be shot at. And I do not support political violence of any fucking kind, right? I don't care if it's someone who I violently disagree with, like Trump, or if it's somebody on my side. Nobody deserves to get shot at. It should have been prevented before it even happened, right? But here's the thing. Seeing as a shot did get shot off and he got down, he should have been out of there in like 5 seconds. He should not have been allowed to stand up.
Let me tell you, I've had
yes or no. Yes or no.
Yes, that's true, but that wasn't what didn't happen. They ignored. Actually, they weren't even on the same channel, police channel, as the local law enforcement. They ignored warnings from people in the crowd saying there's a guy on that building over there.
So Trump ignored the Secret Service, or the Secret Service are grossly incompetent?
The Secret Service ignored.
So you're saying a bunch of like
warnings.
Fit, strong, like, you know, Secret Service who are in their prime, essentially, who can do their job, who are supposed to be the best of the best, can't stop a geriatric fuck from standing up?
I don't want to call him a geriatric F.
He's 80 years old, my guy.
Let me tell you, I'm praying to the Lord that I'm at doggone bad at 80 years old. This guy don't sleep. He drinks Cokes.
I mean, his sundowns like a motherfucker.
I mean, this guy is just a beast. He makes beautiful children. I mean, this guy is a beast. You don't even look like
children are guys, my dude. So, I mean, hey, you do you.
I want to be like him when I'm 80.
What I would say is if you love him or if you hate him, you can't deny the fact that he's different than he was in his first term, and things are not right.
He's different.
And things are not the way they were. He was not able to fulfill his promises, and he also led us to a couple wars, and allowed a couple other wars and genocides, according to Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean? So it's like I think there's things to look at here. What we have to do as a people is say, hey, what's the difference between him now and him then? Was he funded for his first term? No. Was he funded?
I think he was just like all of us, smarter through experience.
So here's what I'll tell you. If you think the people that he hated, right, the people he disagreed with, he was like all the people that were like pro-war, he was very against them. Correct. His entire life. Because you can go all the way back to the 80s in videos. He was always against them.
Shut up.
I agree.
And so my question to you is, why is it that the week he got shot in the ear and almost lost his life, why does he pick an administration full of people from Project 2025 that are pro-war? Why? Why does he do that? Do you think...
Also,
they scared him?
Just real quick, right? The person who's in charge of like the DOD, right, is also grossly fucking incompetent. Why would he put Pete Hegseth in charge?
I think Pete Hegseth is incompetent myself. I agree with you. I think he's a total yes man and an alcoholic.
At least we can agree on that one. Jesus.
I wish he would have shook him. I don't think he does. But what Trump is looking for is more paramount to him. He goes, if I'm making all the decisions, I want loyalty, which I thought I had on the first term. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Valiant asked the question. I just completely brushed over. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No problem.
No worries. Well, I do want to touch on one thing that I haven't touched on yet. You said you were a Christian, and then you said you supported Israel. So I'm just curious. You do know that 94% of Israel is Zionistic, and I don't know if just for clarification, that does mean that they are against Jesus. So,
well, we in America, you can have all kind of beliefs. That just makes our country what it is.
Yeah, we have freedom of religion.
Yeah, but in Israel, you are condemned for believing.
Yeah, but we're not in Israel.
Right. No, but I'm saying you supported them, and
I support them politically. I don't know about religiously or ideology. There's a lot of things I don't like, and I'm with you in agreeing, and not just will concede, but it always bothered me. I remember Jonathan Pollard. I mean, he was a spy for Israel, and they've spied on us quite a bit.
right.
I don't like that. We always give them a slap on the wrist for that. I don't like that either.
Yeah, I
But
mean
I think another
JFK.
thing is if we ever went, and it's a hypothetical, but if we ever went, like, say, all electric, would we need Israel anymore? Would we care about peace in the Middle East?
I think
Probably
there should
not.
be peace worldwide, right? But
I agree,
I
but
also
I'm
don't
saying,
believe in the peace through
would it
strength
be?
idea. I think
Would
that's
we?
like a really bad way of going about it.
Well, we've spent a lot of money with that philosophy.
So
Yeah,
you,
well, I mean,
so real
it's
quick, right?
wrong.
You think the idea of developing peace, right, across the world is by dropping bombs on other countries. Explain that logic to me.
Here's the only way the most simplest way I probably could explain that is, and what I've always heard in my lifetime: the world is a bad place filled
Yes.
up with bad people.
Okay.
When you are dealing with bad people, you can't be using the Queensberry rules to fight.
Okay, here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll tell you, because I feel like I could probably. I don't know if either one of you have ever heard about this, but this is the real reason why we are bombing, or why Israel is bombing all over the place.
Real quick,
it's
can we
not
like
because,
wrap this up? I gotta like log off here. Right.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'll do
Sorry.
it quick.
You're good.
Nope, no worries. I'll do it quick. It's called the Ben Gurion Canal Project. You can look it up a little bit more on your own, but I definitely suggest you guys look into this. It's very interesting. So the Ben Gurion Canal Project it's a trade route canal project created by, I'm pretty sure, one of the prime ministers of Israel, like a couple before Benjamin Netanyahu, and his name was Ben Gurion. It was the prime minister during JFK's presidency. Okay, so JFK wrote him a giant letter and said, no, you're not going to make this trade route. You're not going to do this. You're not going to kill, 10 million people and bomb them just because you don't want to buy the land and to make the, you know what I mean? He wanted to pretty much flatten this land to make it really cheap so that they could build a trade route. That's what the Ben Gurion Canal Project was, and it goes all the way through Gaza, Yemen, Iran, all of them, right? So JFK obviously said, no, we're not going to do that, and Ben Gurion resigned about a week and a half later or whatever it was, and I think it was about 2 or 3 months out, JFK was assassinated, right? So, a lot of people know what happened. A lot of people aren't still aware of what happened or who killed him. But I will tell you, just look into the Ben Gurion Canal Project, because that's why we're actually bombing. It's not because these people are bad, Bob. It's
Well,
not
I
at
can
all.
tell you this, and not that I'm proud of it, but it's the lay of the land. American is an imperialist country, and it has been for hundreds and hundreds of years. I've seen a lot of things that I'm
Yeah, but
certainly
Bob,
not
imperialism
proud.
isn't a good thing, man. Like,
I think I agree. It can be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. How it's implemented.
all right. Well, Bob, you are welcome back
that's
whenever.
what we got.
It's
That's where we
valid.
live.
Sorry, I gotta close up, guys. All right, Bob, you're welcome back
Hey, good to
whenever.
talk
Valid,
to
thank you
you.
for coming up. You're also welcome back. All right, I appreciate you guys. All right, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I gotta drop you guys down. All right, later.
Catch y'all later.
Appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. For the last time, I know there was a lot of people who requested up. Sorry I didn't get to you. I only had enough time for an hour today before I had to drop in. So I will try and get more of you up in a future date. If you want to drop a follow, please do. I will. Indiana, I think that was you who were trying to come up. I'm sorry I never got to you. You can come up in the future stream. I have no issue with that. I was just in the conversation. Anyway, yeah. For everybody over on the other apps, my name is Blissed End. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I'll catch you all next time. Later.